morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of Major League Baseball. Today, we are going to be bringing you the San Francisco Giants and the Detroit Tigers. It is a getaway game from Comerica Park, as both of these teams have played on Monday and Tuesday. Memorial Day Monday, yesterday, the Tigers took the second game of the series behind the pitching of Jack Flaherty to a 3-1 victory over the Giants, following up a also victory of the same score on Monday behind Kiter Montero. Well, today the Tigers will send Jackson Jobe to the hill, and it is going to be going for the Giants. It's going to be Landon Roop who will take to the hill for them. Well, first of all, I'll give you the starting lineups for the visitors from the San Francisco Giants. Leading off today and playing in right field is number 5, Mike Yastrzemski. Batting second in left field is number 17, Helio Ramos. Hitting third and doing the designated hitting is number 41, Wilmer Flores. And the cleanup spot in center field is number 51, Jung-Hoo Lee. Batting fifth at third base today is number 26, Matt Chapman. Batting sixth at shortstop is number 2, Willie Adames. Hitting seventh at first base is number 31, Lamont Wade Jr. Batting in the eighth spot and doing the catching is number 23, Sam Huff. And batting ninth at second base, wearing number 50, is Christian Koss. And they are going to be facing the Tiger rookie Jackson Jobe, who is making his 10th start of the year. He has a 4-1 record. He's worked 44 and a third innings. He's allowed 39 hits, 21 runs, 20 of which have been earned. He's walked 24 and struck out 35, pitching to an ERA of 4.06. Well, that's your starting lineup for the visitors from San Francisco. Now your starting lineup for the Detroit Tigers. Leading off and playing in left field is number 30, Kerry Carpenter. Batting second at second base is number 25, Gleyber Torres. Hitting third at first base today is number 33, Colt Keith. And the cleanup spot and doing the designated hitting is number 31, Riley Green. Batting fifth in center field is number 46, Wensiel Perez. Batting in the sixth spot in the right field is number 44, Justin Henry Malloy. Batting seventh at third base is number 39, Zach McKinstry. Hitting the eighth spot and playing shortstop is number 27, Trey Sweeney. And batting ninth and doing the catching is number 34, Jake Rogers. And they're going to be facing Landon Roop, who's going to be making his 11th start of the season. He's got a record of 3-3. He has worked 52 innings. He's allowed 55 hits, 26 runs, 21 of which have been earned. He's walked 18 and struck out 49, and he's pitched to an ERA of 3.63. Well, those are your starting lineups. Our friend Clarkson-san in Japan is here. He says he loves our channel. We're glad that you do as well. We appreciate you for listening in today. And everybody else who comes into the stream, it'll be Giants and Tigers when we return in just a little bit. We are less than 4 minutes to the first pitch of the ball game, and we appreciate you guys for popping in on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this. It is Tigers and Giants when we return in just a couple moments. We'll be right back with all the action. First pitch is just a couple of minutes away. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the Giants and the Tigers. So the umpires for today's game is going to be behind home plate. It's Dan Bellino. At first base, it is Clint Vondrak. At second base today, Phil Cousy. And over in the rocking chair at third base is going to be Tony Randazzo. It is 54 degrees and cloudy in Detroit. There has been rain in the forecast, but it looks like they should be able to get this one in. There is some wind today blowing in from left field at 14 miles an hour. If you were with us on the Memorial Day game on Monday, the wind was a bit of a factor as it was blowing around a little bit more than we would have anticipated. It did pick up throughout the ball game. You have to wonder if that does favor a team like San Francisco because they are used to playing in those windy conditions. Well, here we go as this one is about ready to get underway as Mike Yastrzemski is stepping into the batter's box. The Giants are wearing their road black jerseys with the orange trim. And the first pitch from Jackson Job's a fastball that misses outside for ball one, and we are underway. So 1 ball and no strikes to Yastrzemski. Yastrzemski batting .257 on the season, 5 homers and 17 RBIs. Takes another fastball outside for ball 2, and the count runs to 2-0 on Yastrzemski. Jackson Jobe making his 10th start of the year for the Tigers as the right-hander rocks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul down the right field line, and it's going to drift into the seats, and the count now goes to 2 balls and 1 strike on Yastrzemski. I will say this about Jobe. One of the concerns that I would have in his early going is just the amount of walks. He's walking just over a batter every other inning. And certainly for a starter, his command is going to have to get better as he moves along, as that breaking ball misses outside, and the count goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Jobe. It is definitely not a full house at Comerica Park. Lots of empty seats as there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field. Moving over underneath it is Carpenter. Plenty of room to make the catch, and that's going to retire Yastrzemski for the first out of the inning here. So 1 up and 1 away. That's going to bring up the left fielder in Helio Ramos. Well, for Ramos, he's hitting .281 on the year, 9 homers and 27 runs batted in. Getting the start today. He did not play in the Monday game. The Giants have been playing good baseball for the most part in the early going here, and obviously coming into Detroit. Detroit has the most wins in all of baseball as there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count's 0-1. Tigers are 36-20 as Jobe delivers. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away right into the home plate umpire. As the catcher, Jake Rogers, steps up to check on the umpire. And it is quickly 0-2 here to Ramos. Well, it looks like Bellino is all good, and we're right back at it as there is a changeup in the dirt, and the count goes to 1-2. So a ball and 2 strikes to the right-handed hitting left fielder of the Giants. Ramos is waggling his bat as Jobe rocks into the delivery, and there's a fastball that misses way upstairs, and the count now runs even to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's going to be a light night on the schedule tomorrow through Major League Baseball. There's only 4 games on the slate. Lots of day games today and lots of travel for some of these teams as it is the getaway game. As the 1-2 on the way, it is a slider that is swung on and lifted into the seats over on the first base side. And the count remains at 2 balls, 2 strikes to Ramos. Jobe working quickly, rocks into the windup and delivers. There's a fastball swung on, and this ball is hooked down the left field line. If it stays fair, it's going to be trouble. And this ball is just going to hook foul. And Ramos is a long strike there for him, and it's going to run the count still to 2-2. Had to wait on that one. Sometimes you can just see the way that went. Didn't hook foul by much. There's a fastball that misses up and away. The count goes full to Ramos. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ramos batting from the right side, waggling the bat as Jobe rocks into the windup and delivers. There's a fastball. It's taken for a called third strike. Ramos threw the bat away and was discarding his shin guard as if it was ball 4. And so he is letting the home plate umpire, Dan Bellino, know what his thoughts are as he walks away. But he goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning. We'll get a look at the pitch on that one again. I got to tell you, it looked like it was pretty decent. Too close to take with 2 strikes, so Ramos is in the books for the second out of the inning. And that is going to bring up Wilmer Flores. The first pitch to Flores is a breaking ball that misses inside. The count is quickly 1-0. Job again rocking into the windup, kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Count now 1-1. One thing I do like about the pitch clock, we were talking about this in one of the other streams, is that with the pitch clock, it does allow the pace of the game to pick up significantly. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and Wilmer Flores sure doesn't like that. So that's 2 batters here out of 3 that are not very happy with the calls. I'm sure Bob Melvin is probably going to start to let the umpires know about it. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And Wilmer Flores is aboard with a 2-out single. And that is going to bring up the Korean center fielder in Jung-Hoo Lee. Well, for Lee, he's batting .281 on the season. He's got 6 homers and 31 runs driven in. A decent game in the opener of the series with a couple of hits. As the first pitch on the way is a 95-mile-an-hour fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count's 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Lee. Again, Job kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 0-2. I'll say this as of right now, that Job has delivered 19 pitches and 12 of which for strikes. So that's a good sign for the Tiger right-hander. As the pitch is on the way, there is a breaking ball that misses way outside, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Job again ready to go back to work. As he kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted down the right field line, but it is going to hook foul. And the count is going to remain at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Lee. There have been ejections in this series. In the Monday game, Javi Baez was tossed for his disagreement with home plate umpire Phil Cousy. Had to be restrained by Gleyber Torres and one of the coaches from the Tigers. He was absolutely incensed on a 3rd strike call. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. Underneath it is Riley Green. He's there to make the catch, and that is going to do it. And that will, or check that, in right field it is Justin Henry Malloy. And that is going to do it here as Jung-Hoo Lee is gone for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, the Giants get a hit in the inning and they strand a runner. There was no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. Your scores, we move to the bottom of the 1st inning. It is the Giants nothing and the Tigers coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. It is Tigers and Giants when we return. I'd like to introduce you to our friend Steve Rademacher. He's going to be with us throughout the game. Check out his channel. Let him know that we sent you. We'll be back in just a few.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name. And I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the order for the Tigers. Kerry Carpenter, Gleyber Torres, and Colt Keith to come to bat here in the bottom of the 1st inning. You're listening to old school style radio broadcast on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Landon Roop, the right-hander, ready to go to work, and he kicks and fires. There is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Can't recall ever seeing Roop pitch before in the past. But that first pitch of the ball game he delivered to Carpenter, holy geez, it looks like there was a ton of movement on the pitch. Very similar to that of Logan Webb, the other starter yesterday for the Giants, where it looks like it's wiffle ball. There's a breaking ball that's down. And now the Tigers not very happy with the home plate umpire, Dan Bellino, as Kerry Carpenter gives him a interesting look. So it's 0-2 here. There's a breaking ball that swung on and grounded foul over on the first base side. The count remains at 0-2. So both teams out of the gate here are not really happy with the strike zone of Dan Bellino. So I'm sure that there could be some early exits at this pace here. There's a breaking ball down in the dirt. He waves at it and misses. Carpenter's down on strikes for the first out of the inning. It depends maybe what time the flight is for the umpires today. Maybe they got to get out of their quick card. So one gone here. That's going to bring up the second baseman in Gleyber Torres. Torres hitting .277 on the campaign with 5 homers and 27 runs driven in. But both teams should take note. It is a low zone here today from Bellino. There's a ball that's chopped foul over on the third base side. Count is 0-1 to Torres. I often say it really doesn't matter where the umpire is calling the pitches, as long as he's doing it the same all the time. And there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count goes to 0-2. The other piece is if he's calling everything down, you can't call it up as well. Makes it very difficult for the hitters, as there's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and it gets away from the catcher, Sam Huff. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Torres. As the pitch is on the way, there's a changeup that misses down and away, and the count goes to 2-2. Also seen a lot of changeups from Roop here out of the gate. Very interesting type of delivery, as the pitch on the way is a breaking ball missing down and away, and the count goes to 3-2. I wouldn't even call him low 3/4. I would even say it's more of a sidearm type of almost sidearm, as there's a pitch that is grounded up the middle. Gleyber Torres is going to be aboard for a 1-out single. It's going to bring up Colt Keith to the plate. As I say, very low delivery in the arm slot. And that ball has all kinds of dance to it. And I have to say, if you're a fan of the Giants, you got to like what I see of Roop here, or what I see of Roop. As the pitch is on the way, there's a fastball that misses outside, and it's quickly 1-0 to Colt Keith. Keith hitting .230 on the year, 4 homers and 14 runs driven in. Batting from the left side here against the right-hander Roop. Here's the 1-0. Fastball swung on. This ball is popped up. It's on the infield and it's playable. Over underneath it is the second baseman, Koss, and he's going to make the catch, and that's going to do it for Keith. He's out for the second out of the inning. That is going to leave it all up to the DH, Riley Green. Defensively today for the Giants, from left to right field, Ramos is in left, Elias in center, Yastrzemski is in right. Around the horn from first to third, Wade Jr. at first, Koss is at second, the shortstop, Willie Adames, and the third baseman, Matt Chapman, with the battery of Roop and Huff, as there's a curveball swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Riley Green. Green hitting .279, 12 homers and 38 runs driven in. As there is a changeup that is swung through and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Green. Overcast day in Detroit. Temperatures are in the upper 50s. As the right-hander delivers, there is a changeup that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. Blustery day in Detroit. As we mentioned earlier, they were saying that there was rain in the forecast. But it looks like that they may have skirted it in Detroit. As the 1-2 is on the way, and there is a changeup that misses down and away. The count runs even to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, the right-hander kicks and delivers. There is a fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats, as it is going to reach that section where the luxury boxes would be, and the count is going to remain at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes is again Roop ready to go. Doesn't waste much time. There's a even softer breaking ball that is waved at and missed. And Green is in the books. He's gone for the third out of the inning, and that will do it here for the Tigers in their half of the first. Well, the Tigers got a hit, and they strand a runner, so there was no runs, one hit, no errors, and one left the board. We are through one complete at Comerica Park. Your score is the Giants nothing, the Tigers nothing. Stay tuned, everybody. The second inning is just around the corner. We'll be back in just a little bit after this. Appreciate you for listening on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Matt Chapman, Willie Adames, and Lamont Wade Jr. to come to bat here for the Giants against Jackson Jobe in inning number 2. Jobe threw 22 pitches in his first inning of work, 14 of which were 4 strikes. If I had to say one of the keys today for Jobe will be is to reduce his walks, be able to get ahead in the count and throw more strikes. And certainly to this point in his career, through his 9 starts, he's not even making 5 innings per start. The first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count's 1-1 to Matt Chapman. Right-hander Jobe rocks and delivers. There's another breaking ball down in the dirt, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. We're talking about command and control for Jobe with his walks, certainly at more than 1 every other inning, as there's a fastball at 96 that just misses inside and moves Chapman off the plate. Count goes to 2-1. Chapman, one of the finer defensive third basemen in all of baseball, but he has been struggling at the plate, and we say that as he lines the ball into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit all the way to the wall, rounding first and heading into second as Carpenter bobbles the ball in left field. And Matt Chapman's got himself a leadoff double here to start the second inning. And if he can get it going and pick it up, that would be great news for the San Francisco Ball Club, because his defense is valuable. And if he can get his bat going a little bit more, getting on base a bit more, would be absolutely fantastic for the Giants. So that is going to bring up Willie Adames to the plate. Adames hitting .210 on the year, 5 homers and 25 runs batted in. Waiting on the first offering from Jobe. There is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike it is. Tigers and Giants from Comerica Park, third game of the series. Tigers looking for a sweep. Giants looking to salvage one of the games. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count goes to 0-2 on Adames. So no balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander Jobe ready to go back at it. Kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on, grounded over to the right side. Fielded neatly by the second baseman Torres, who throws to first. That's going to advance Chapman to third. Good piece of hitting there by Adames to advance the runner. He's gone for the first out, and it's going to bring Lamont Wade Jr. to the plate. Defensively today for the Tigers, from left to right field, Kerry Carpenter is in left. The center fielder is Wensil Perez, and right field it's Justin Henry Malloy. Around the horn from first to third, it is Colt Keith at first, Gleyber Torres at second, Trey Sweeney's at short. At third, it's Zach McKinstry with the battery of Jobe and Rogers. There's a first pitch changeup taken for a called strike. The count's 1-1 to Lamont Wade Jr. For Wade Jr., batting 161 on the year, homer and 14 RBIs. I really like Lamont Wade Jr. I like his game, as there's a fastball that misses upstairs, but I'm starting to get to wonder if he's maybe past his expiry date. And I wonder how long that the Giants will put up with his 161 average. He can play the outfield. He does have some versatility. As there's a changeup that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. But I am curious to see how he will be over the long haul. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is, as the right-hander kicks and delivers. There is a changeup swung on. It is hit into right field, and slipping is Justin Henry Malloy, and it's going to go all the way to the wall. And rounding first, heading to second is Lamont Wade Jr., and he's going to reach there safely, as Justin Henry Malloy just lost his footing and fell. I don't think it's going to be an error. I don't think it actually hit him, but the Giants are going to get their first run of the game, and that's exactly what happened. Justin Henry Malloy was moving to his right, and the ball bounced, and he just sort of waved at it. No error there on that one. That's going to be a double and an RBI for Lamont Wade Jr., and that is going to bring in the first run of the ball game here for the Giants. So some shoddy defensive play. I mean, it's a base hit regardless, but certainly not a double. Now they've got a runner in scoring position with 1 out again. And the first pitch is a breaking ball. It's down, but up goes the right hand of the home plate umpire. And Sam Huff has got himself in the hole at 0-1. So the Giants on the board here early, 1-0. As the right-hander Job holds to the set, now delivers. Fastball at 96 misses down and away, and the count is 1-1. And more importantly, it would have been a run anyways, because the runner could have crawled home from third base, even if that ball was caught, was deep enough. But this outfield here with Carpenter and Henry Malloy on the corners could potentially be a bit of a horror show for the Tigers, as that breaking ball misses. They've got it at 2-2. I've got it only at 2-1 here, so let's see if I'm right and they're wrong. Job working quickly again. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball down and away. It's ball 3 to Huff. We know that one for sure. Jackson Job already at 38 pitches here in inning number 2. As the right-hander holds to the set, here's the pitch. Fastball misses upstairs. It's going to be ball 4, and Huff is going to be aboard with a walk. That's going to put runners at first and second with 1 gone, and it's going to bring the second baseman Christian Koss to the plate. Well, for Koss on the season, he's hitting .233 with a homer and 8 runs batted in. And the first pitch on the way is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count's 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. As the 0-1 is on the way, there's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and now it's 0-2 to Koss. Koss getting the start in the lineup today. It was Fitzgerald who got the start in Monday's ball game. As the 0-2 pitch is ready to come to the right-handed hitting second baseman of the Giants, and the pitch on the way. Fastball misses down and away. Count now runs to 1-2. Yesterday, it was also Fitzgerald at second base. He's getting the day off. Hitless in yesterday's ball game. As the 1-2 on the way, it is a fastball swung on and missed. Koss is down on strikes. He's gone for the second out of the inning, and I'll bring up the top of the order in Mike Yastrzemski. Just a final couple of parts on Koss. He went to UC Irvine, 12th round pick by the Rockies back in 2019, so a bit of a survivor. As the first pitch breaking ball delivered to Yastrzemski is lifted into left field. Carpenter is underneath it, and he's there to make the catch, and that's going to do it. But the Giants get on the board first here. As they have opened up the scoring, there was 1 run in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits. There was no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. We are through 1.5 in Detroit. Your score is the Giants 1, the Tigers no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with inning number 2 when we return after this. Appreciate you guys for jumping in and checking us out on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back in just a few. It's Tigers and Giants. We're moving to the bottom of the second inning, and our friend Steve Rademacher is going to keep you entertained. We'll be back in just a few.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Wensiel Perez, Justin Henry Malloy, and Zach McKinstry to come to bat for the Tigers here in inning number 2. Wensiel Perez made his 2025 debut yesterday after spending much of the season, in fact, all of the season on the injured list. There's a first pitch, a fastball taken at 92 for a called strike. And in his first at bat yesterday, the switch hitter hit himself a solo shot. As that breaking ball misses down and away, and the count now goes even at 1-1. So good for the Tigers to get Perez's bat back in the lineup as the 1-1 is on the way. Breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Last year, he was an important piece to the Tigers' run to the playoffs, as the pitch on the way is a changeup swung on and missed, and Perez is in the books. That's the 3rd strikeout recorded here by the starter Roop. That is going to bring up the right fielder in Justin Henry Malloy. So for Justin Henry Malloy, he's hitting .205 on the season, a homer and 14 runs driven in. And the first pitch is a slow breaking ball that just misses inside, and the count is 1-0. It was the bit of a calamity in right field. It really didn't do any added damage for the Tigers in that last half inning, as that breaking ball is swung through and missed, and the count goes even at 1-1. I was starting to say in the last half inning with the Tiger defense, a Carpenter in left and Justin Henry Malloy in right, it could be leading to a lot of adventures, as that breaking ball is waved at and missed, and the count goes to 1-2. Arguably, probably the weakest defensive alignment you could put out there for Detroit. O'Reilly Green today in the outfield, as there's a breaking ball waved at and missed, and Malloy is gone. He's out on strikes for the second out of the inning. Strikeout number 4 there by Roop. I'll bring up the third baseman in Zach McKinstry. The Tigers are yet to figure out the right-hander of the Giants, who has kept the Tiger hitters off balance here in this one so far. Only 1 hit today off the bat of Gleyber Torres. Everybody else, only Colt Keith has put the ball in play. There's a fastball that swung on and lifted foul down the left field line, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. There's another breaking ball, but this one just misses inside. They've got it at 2-1. I've got it at 1-2. Maybe it's the announcer at this end who's not got it right. Here's the pitch from Roop. There's a fastball that misses outside. As I say, they've got it at 3-1. I guess something's going to have to give here for McKinstry as the pitch is on the way. There's a fastball misses outside. Well, it looks like that they got it right and I had it wrong. That's going to be ball 4. McKinstry's going to get himself a 2-out walk. And that'll bring up the shortstop in Trey Sweeney. Well, for Sweeney, he's hitting .236 on the season, 4 homers and 23 runs driven in. He is nestled in as the everyday shortstop for the Tigers. And certainly where his batting average is at, that's given him a bit of a bonus. There's a breaking ball swung on, is lifted into deep right field. With room underneath it is the right fielder Yastrzemski. He's there to make the catch, and Sweeney's going to be retired for the 3rd out of the inning. That's going to do it here for the Tigers in their half of the 2nd. They had no runs, no hits, no errors, but they did leave a runner aboard. Your score as we are moving to the top of the 3rd inning, it is the Giants 1, the Tigers no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for popping in and listening to us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Right back after this.
Thank you for that introduction, Freddie. Hey guys, Steve coming back at you today, and every day is opening day on my channel. I open everything from hot sauce to beer to deviled eggs to cans of soup to ravioli to sport card packs that you wouldn't believe. I open blasters of stuff. I open regular boxes of stuff. Speaking of hot sauce, I open hot sauce, which is often gifted to me from the community. I have it all. I open up Star Wars by the tons, including the Family Guy Star Wars. I have a bunch of wrestling that I do open, and I do non-sport cards like crazy. As you can see, we have it all. I even open Marvel, tons and tons of Marvel cards. But you never know, on my channel, you just may have a little trouble with tribbles, too. Remember, opening day, every day. Thank you, Freddie. See you in Funny Pages, guys.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to come to bat here for the Giants in inning number 3. Ramos, Flores, and Lee. As Ramos takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to him. Ramos struck out looking his first time up. He wasn't very happy with the call of the home plate umpire, as he looked like he was ready to make his way down to first. There's a fastball swung on, his grounded past the diving third baseman McKinstry into left field. And Ramos is aboard with a leadoff single, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter in Wilmer Flores. Giants have had a lot of traffic on the bases so far in this one here. They stranded a pair in the 2nd inning, stranded one in the 1st, able to cash a run in. And I have to say that they might be lamenting some lost opportunities here to be able to get to Jackson Jobe. There's a first pitch breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-0. I say that because I look at Jobe and I think that he hasn't been very sharp. He's only walked one batter so far in this one, as there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count runs even to 1-1. I think the Giants have that opportunity here to be able to try to punish this right-hander, maybe put him away at some point. Yeah, you don't want to get into the Tiger bullpen. That is pretty solid. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count goes to 1-2 on Flores. Jobe working quickly here as he checks that runner at first. Now time has been called by Flores at the plate. Flores 1 for 1 today. On the single his first time up, he was left stranded. As the pitch from Job here on the way. Kicks and fires. There is a fastball swung on his chop foul just past the bag at third. That's going to keep the count at 1-2. The versatility of Zach McKinstry. He can play pretty much anywhere in the infield, anywhere in the outfield. He does everything but catch. He's had himself a very productive year. We were talking about it in the stream on Monday that he was almost written off for dead by the Detroit media last year, that when players were coming back off the injured list, that he would be the one that would be released or sent down, and he was like a cat with 9 lives. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2 to Flores. You got to give McKinstry a lot of credit for that, because he's been able to hang on, and he's rewarded the Tiger brass with some pretty good play this year, not just defensively, but also on the offensive side. There's a fastball that's missed down for a ball, and the count is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nothing like rewarding your boss with some good play. As the pitch is on the way, it is grounded over to third. McKinstry fields it. He goes to second for 1. Back to first, and it's in time for a Tiger double play. That's going to go into the books as a 5-4-3 variety. And that is going to do it here for the Giant, or that's going to do it for 2 outs here for the Giants. Going to bring up Jung-Hoo Lee to the plate. I said that was going to be it for the Giants, but there's only 2 away. Interesting is McKinstry went to field the ball on the exchange. He kind of popped it out of his glove a little bit. Wasn't a great transfer by any means. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Lee. Again, the right-hander delivers. There's a changeup that misses down, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, the right-hander delivers. There's another breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Lee, as the right-hander Job ready to go again. As he kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on and grounded foul over on the first base side, and the count goes to 2-2. Giants 1, Tigers nothing. Top of the 3rd inning at Comerica Park. As the right-hander Job gets his sign, and he rocks himself into the windup. He kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball swung on, another ball fouled away, and the count remains at 2s. Haven't seen enough of Jung-Hoo Lee, but from what I have seen in the short time, of course, he missed a lot last year with an injured shoulder. I do think the Giants have themselves a jewel. Here comes the 2-2. Fastball swung on. Grounded softly over to the right side of the infield. Fielded by the second baseman, Torres, who throws to first, and Lee is going to be retired on a ground out 4-3. So an unconventional 1-2-3 inning. No runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors, and there was nobody left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 3rd. It is the Giants with a 1-0 lead over the Tigers. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 9 1-2 hitters for the Tigers to come to bat here in inning number 3. That means Jake Rogers, Kerry Carpenter, and Gleyber Torres to face the right-hander Landon Roop. Roop has thrown 32 pitches so far, 20 of which have been for strikes. He's been far more the effective pitcher of the two here today so far. He's had 4 strikeouts in his 2 innings of work. So he will be facing Rogers, the catcher, here as he rocks into the windup and delivers. And the first pitch fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. He's got a lot of backdoor run on that fastball. It looks like it's away, and the next thing you know, it just darts across the plate. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As I mentioned before, it is fun to watch him here. Our friend Jimmy is in the house today. As there is a fastball swung on a miss. The count goes to 1-2. Welcome to the stream, Jimmy. Hope you're doing good. There's another breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 2-2. There are other games across Major League Baseball today, and we'll keep you up to date on those ones. As there is a fastball taken for a called third strike. Rogers stood there like the house by the side of the road, watched it go by. That's the 5th strikeout recorded now here by Roop. So 1 in the books will bring up the top of the order in Kerry Carpenter. Looking around the other games in Major League Baseball, the Guardians have a 1-0 lead over the Dodgers. That's in the bottom of the 3rd. Rays and Twins locked at 0, also in the bottom of the 3rd. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Carpenter. And there is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count goes to 1-1. White Sox have a 4-0 lead over the Mets. That's in the bottom of the 2nd inning. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count goes to 2-1 on Carpenter. Red Sox have a 1-0 lead over the Brewers. That's in the bottom of the 2nd in Milwaukee. All the other games will be coming up just a little bit later. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count now 2-2 to Carpenter. We're talking about tomorrow. There's only 4 games on the slate across Major League Baseball. Braves and the Phillies, Athletics, Blue Jays, Rays, Astros, and Nationals, Mariners, and that is it. As there's a breaking ball, it's taken for a called third strike, and Carpenter goes down looking. That's his 2nd strikeout, as he is in the books for out number 2, and yet again, 6 strikeouts now recorded by Roop, who's having himself quite the day. So 2 gone. That'll bring up Gleyber Torres. Giants will move on to Florida. They will take on the Marlins on Friday. They'll be in for a weekend series. As the pitch is a breaking ball delivered to Torres, taken for a called strike, counts 0-1. Torres has the only hit today for the Tigers off of the right-hander Roop. That came in the 1st inning. As that breaking ball misses down and away, and the count goes even at 1-1. The Tigers move on to Kansas City for an opener on Friday, as there's a changeup that misses down and away, and the count goes to 2-1. Casey Mize will take to the hill for the Tigers. It's to be announced or to be determined for the Royals. There's a fastball swung on, and it's going to be lined the other way. Nice piece of hitting there by Torres. Well, he certainly has Roop figured out. That's his 2nd hit, and the Tigers' 2nd hit of the game. So Torres with singles in each of his first 2 at-bats. That is going to bring up the first baseman in Colt Keith. Giants will send Kyle Harrison to the hill on Friday. The Marlins have that same pitcher that it's going for the Royals to be determined. Jimmy says he's doing good. He's just waiting on the Reds to play a little bit later. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes to 1-0 on Keith. Friend Jimmy, a big Cincinnati Red fan. And there is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count goes even at 1-1 to Keith. It's a good time to be a Red fan. They're playing decent ball. I think they're 1 bat and 1 arm away from doing serious damage. There's a fastball swung on, lifted into straightaway center field. Lee underneath it. He makes the catch, and Keith is retired for the 3rd out of the inning. It's going to do it here for the Tigers in their half of the 3rd. They had no runs. There was a hit, no errors, and 1 runner left the board. We're now a third of the way through the ball game. It is the Giants won, the Tigers no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Here's our friend Matt Hollis.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
That's right, everybody. Got to have an ace in the hole. That's our friend Matt Hollis. Be sure to check him out after the game. Let him know Last Raps Baseball sent you. We'll be right back in just a couple moments after this. It is the Giants and the Tigers. 1-0 for the Giants when we return in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Matt Chapman, Willie Adames, and Lamont Wade Jr. to come to bat here. This will be the 5, 6, 7 hitters to face Jackson Jobe in inning number 4. Jobe has delivered 59 pitches in his 3 innings of work, and the first pitch is a fastball swung on. It is hammered down the left field line. Digging for second is Chapman. Here comes the throw, and it's not going to be in time. Another double almost in the same spot at where it was before. So he's got himself a leadoff double. This sure looks a lot like the second inning as he begins the inning with the double. Just over the glove of Zach McKinstry. He took a strange hop as it did hit the wall and kicked back into play. Didn't allow Kerry Carpenter a chance to be able to possibly throw him out at second base, but not enough, as he did have to run that one down. This is going to bring Willie Adames to the plate. The first pitch delivered to Adames is a breaking ball that's missed for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Adames grounded to second his first time up, as the right-hander Jobe delivers. There is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-1. I have to admit, I really don't like the way that the catchers are being trained to receive balls these days. I remember back in the day, if you yank the ball like you were pulling a window shade, you get smacked upside the head. There's a fastball that is grounded foul over on the third base side. The umpires wouldn't give you the pitch. Catch it where it is, show it, move your hand a little bit, but not like the movement we see today in the big league game. I think that they feel that that's how they're going to get the low strike. Well, if you're trying to play tricks with the umpires, sometimes guys aren't going to give you that stuff. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses down. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Adames. Runner at second, Chapman. Nobody out here in the 4th inning. Giants have that 1-0 lead, and they're looking for more right now. Here's the pitch. And there is a changeup that misses down and in. The count runs full to Adames. I have to wonder where Jobe will fit in here, how much more he's got left in him. Are they going to take him out after 4? Is he going to sniff the 5th inning? As we said before, he hasn't averaged 5 pitches, but this is a pitch that's down in the dirt. It's going to be ball 4. That's the second free pass issued by the Tiger right-hander. It's runners at first and second, and it's going to bring Lamont Wade Jr. to the plate. Well, for Wade Jr., he's got himself a double in his only trip to the plate. He's also driven in a run. 1 for 1 in this one, as Jobe delivers a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. I don't know if I really like the sequencing of Jobe's pitches. That's another piece today in watching him throw. He does have a elite fastball. He's also got an elite slider. As Lamont Wade Jr. drops the bunt down, it's fielded by Jobe. He comes off the mound, He's going to take the play to first. A nice sacrifice there by Wade Jr. It's going to go in the books on the putout. It is going to be 1-3 for the out. Advances Chapman over to third, and it moves Adames over to second. One in the books, and it's going to bring up the catcher in Sam Huff. And for Huff, well, doesn't have an official at bat today. He's got a walk in his only trip. As the first pitch changeup misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Sam Huff was a really highly regarded prospect in the Texas organization, and a lot of power coming through the minor leagues. As the pitch is a fastball that misses down. Count goes to 2-0, but not just power, but where the balls would land. We're talking 500-foot legendary home runs, so to speak. As the 2-0 on the way, there is a fastball that swung on and missed. The count runs now to 2-1. Even through his career, he did hit 28 homers back in 2019 between low A and high A. As there's another fastball swung on and missed. The count goes to 2-2. 21 homers in 2022. Anytime you can exceed the 20 home run mark in the minor leagues, you're doing pretty good. But as we said, some of the home runs were absolute missiles. There's a fastball taken on the outside corner for a called third strike. Not sure what Huff was looking at. That was a pretty good pitch, but he's in the books for out number 2. It's going to leave it all up to the second baseman and Christian Koss. By our counts today, that's the third strikeout recorded by Jackson Jobe. You know, I was looking at the over-unders that they flash across the screen sometimes, and I think it was 4.5 for Jobe. As that first pitch fastball misses upstairs, got to tip your hat to the odds makers. Boy, they make it really, really tough sometimes. They don't whiff too often. Jobe at 4.5, that could be a flip of the coin. It could go either way. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes to 2-0. Certainly, you want to get people coming on both sides of that over and under. So 2 balls and no strikes to Koss. As the right-hander checks the runner at second, now he pitches. Another fastball missing down and away. It's gone to 3-0. It's Mike Yastrzemski waiting on deck. So 3 balls and no strikes to the 9-hole hitter of the Giants. As the pitch is on the way, there is a fastball taken for a called strike. Koss started to make his way out of the box, but the right hand, the home plate umpire, Dan Bellino, brings him back. So 3 balls and 1 strike it is. Again, the right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on his chop foul, just past the bag at third base. And now we got 3 balls and 2 strikes. So 3-2 it is here. And the right-hander, Jobe, ready to go back to work, but now he steps off the backside of the rubber. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Koss. Runner at second, Adames. Runner at third, Chapman. 1-0 for the Giants. As the right-hander delivers, there's a fastball swung on and missed. Koss is in the books via strikes for the second time today, overmatched by the young right-hander of the Tigers, as Jobe is able to get himself out of the jam here in the 4th inning. Well, they had a leadoff double and then a walk, and they strand 2 runners aboard here to the Giants. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. Your score is San Francisco 1, Detroit 0. There's going to be something the Giants are going to lament. It might be the fact that they've left too many runners aboard here in the early goings. They've let the Tigers hang around a bit. We'll be back in just a few right after this. Appreciate you guys for being here.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's another Hollis build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Scoreline is 1-0 for the Giants over the Tigers as we're moving to the bottom half of inning number 4. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for listening in on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. A little late getting back in the saddle. The first pitch was a fastball swung away by Riley Green, and then he took a changeup down. So 1 ball and 1 strike, and now he swings through a changeup, and the count goes to 1-2. Landon Roop has been absolutely electric here today so far for the Giants. He has walked 1 and struck out 6 in his 3 innings of work, allowing only 2 hits. As the right-hander delivers a breaking ball, that's taken for a called third strike. I think that's strikeout number 7 in the books as Green goes down for the second time today. So 1 up and 1 away. It'll bring up the center fielder in Wensiel Perez. So Landon Roop here has been absolutely outstanding. He has 49 pitches through his 4 innings of work. Delivers a first pitch fastball that's taken for a called strike. The count's 0-1 to Perez. Perez struck out looking his only time up, or struck out his only time up. As there's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count goes to 1-1. 1 for 4 on the season, and the only hit was a home run in yesterday's ball game. As Roop delivers to the left-handed hitting switch hitter of the Tigers, there's a fastball swung on, lifted into left field. Camping out underneath it is Ramos, and that is going to retire Perez for the second out of the inning. So 2 quick outs here for the Tigers. It's going to leave it all up to the right fielder and Justin Henry Malloy. Well, for Justin Henry Malloy, 0 for 1 today. He struck out his first time up. And the pitch on the way is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted down the right field line. If it stays fair, it's going to be trouble. And it is just going to slice foul just to the right of the foul pole. Oh boy, Malloy sent that one a long way, but it did not go foul by much. Literally only a couple of chairs to the right of the foul pole, and he's going to come back with a long strike. There haven't been a lot of balls that have been squared up today by Tiger hitters, but that was certainly one of them. So no balls and 1 strike to Malloy. I wonder if they're going to take a look at that. No, I don't think they will. Here's the pitch. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-2. Wondered if they were going to cut out and go and have a review, but certainly at our end of things, it wasn't worth looking at. 0-2 on the way. There's a changeup in the dirt, and the count goes to 1-2. I know Roop has been very, very good and very effective today against Tiger pitching. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on. This ball is hit into the deep 6-hole. Nice play by Adames to field it on the backhand. He fires to first, and it's not going to be in time as Justin Henry Malloy is going to beat it out for an infield single. So a 2-out single here by Malloy, and that's going to leave it up to the third baseman, Zach McKinstry. Nice piece of base running there by Malloy. He's not the most fleet of foot, but he did hustle down the line as he is safely there at first base. That is going to bring up McKinstry, who walked his first time up. And there's a fastball that's come inside and has hit McKinstry on the back of the tricep. So he is going to make his way to first base. And so everything was going pretty smooth here, but a single and now a hit batter is going to bring Trey Sweeney to the plate. So out of nowhere, the Tigers now have something brewing here as the first time in this ballgame they've had a runner to second base. So Sweeney is 0 for 1. He had flown out to right field his first time up. Runner Malloy at second, runner McKinstry over at first. A little uncharacteristic there for Roop as he did hit the batter there, but he has pitched very well and been around the plate most of the day today. Here comes the first offering to the left-handed hitting Sweeney. It is a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. So a quick couple outs to start the inning, and then a ground ball into the 6 hole. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-0. And the hit batter have set the table for the Tigers here. The 2-out opportunity for the shortstop Sweeney. Here's the pitch. There's a changeup swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike. Again, the right-hander holds set, now delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded softly over to first. Fielded by Wade Jr., and he's going to win the race to the bag, and that is going to do it. Sweeney has grounded out to first for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, the Tigers have a threat, but they don't score. No runs in the inning. There was a hit, no errors, and 2 runners left the board. Your score as we now move to the top of the 5th inning. It's the Giants 1 and the Tigers no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a little bit. Be right back after this. We're going to put the music on loop as we have to take ourselves a little bit of a timeout. So we'll be right back in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the top of inning number 5, and it's going to be Mike Yastrzemski, and it'll be Helio Ramos and Wilmer Flores to come to bat here in the 5th inning. As the starter, Jackson Jobe, is still in the ballgame, and he delivers a first pitch breaking ball that misses upstairs for ball 1. I would have to say the hand is probably on the telephone for the Tigers here, as there is a cutter that just misses inside. The count now goes to 2-0, so 2 balls and no strikes. Yastrzemski 0 for 2 today. Both of his outs have come the same way as he's flown to left field. As the pitch from Jobe is a breaking ball that misses down. It's now 3-0. This seems to be where Jobe gets himself into a little bit of trouble here in the 5th inning. As the pitch is on the way, and there's a fastball taken for a called strike. It's now 3-1 to Yastrzemski. He was taken all the way there on that one. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Jobe rocking into the delivery. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 3-2. So 3-2 to Yaz here as Job looking to come all the way back. Again, the right-hander ready to go as Yastrzemski gets himself settled in. And here comes the 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses outside. It's going to be ball 4. And Yastrzemski's going to get himself a leadoff walk here to begin the 5th inning, and that'll bring up the left fielder in Helio Ramos. Well, for Ramos, he is 1 for 2 today. He's got a single and 2 trips. He was also called out looking in the 1st inning. Ramos has had himself a productive season thus far. As the right-hander delivers, there is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Ramos, a homegrown player of the Giants. As the right-hander Job throws over to first, and diving back in time is Yastrzemski. When I look at the roster that they've rolled out today, there's not a lot of homegrown players in this lineup. As there is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. This ball is going to be trouble, and this ball is going to be gone. It's going to be a 2-run shot off the bat of Helio Ramos. It's going to be his 10th of the year, and the Giants have now taken a 3-0 lead over the Tigers here in the 5th inning. And you could just kind of see it. Job is just running out of steam. The first batter, Yastrzemski, lost him on a walk, and then the next thing you know, serves up the 2-run shot to Ramos. The Giants now ahead 3-0 here in the top of the 5th. The way that scoring has gone in this series so far, that could be enough for the Giants here today. As the first pitch breaking ball delivered to Wilmer Flores is taken for a called strike, and the count's 0-1. Flores 1 for 2 today. He's got a single and 2 trips. He's also grounded into a double play as he delivers a changeup that misses up and in, and the count goes to 1-1. And the walks will kill you all day long. We were saying at the beginning, at the outset, you can't be walking batters if you're Jackson Job. He's had 3 of them here today. Fastball swung on it, is lifted into shallow center field. Moving back underneath it is Torres, but now it is going to be Sweeney to call him off. And he is going to put that one away for the first out of the inning. So 1 gone, it'll bring up the center fielder in Jung-Hoo Lee. And so Lee coming to the plate, he's 0 for 2. He's flown to right and grounded to second. As there's a breaking ball that is swung on. This is lifted into right field. And holding his ground is Henry Malloy, and he's going to make the catch on that. And that is going to retire Lee for the second out. I'll bring up the third baseman in Matt Chapman. So Chapman coming to bat. He is 2 for 2 today. He's doubled in both of his trips. He's come around to score the first run for the Giants as he takes a breaking ball inside, and the count is 1-0. There's been no fooling of Chapman. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Getting the right-hander Job ready to go as he gets the sign from his catcher. Rocks himself into the windup and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Job rocking himself into the windup and delivers. Fastball swung on. This is going to be grounded into left field through the 6 hole. And Matt Chapman's got himself his 3rd hit of the day. As Chapman is aboard, Tigers have action going on in their bullpen. Let's see if Job is going to be able to survive this. It doesn't look like he is, as it's A.J. Hinch on his way to the mound. That's going to be the end of the day for the young right-hander. So can't quite get through 5 innings yet again is Jackson Job. That seems to be the mantra here for him in the early going of his big league career. 2 runs so far in the inning on the home run by Helio Ramos. Matt Chapman is aboard at first, and it is going to be, it looks like Brendan Hanafy coming in. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Pitching change for the Tigers. We'll be back after this.
Hello? Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game, really exciting, lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But Freddie's coming back. I gotta go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
We got ourselves a pitching change as the Tigers are going to the bullpen. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for listening in on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. Hannafy in to pitch against Willie Adames here. And the first pitch on the way is a fastball missing down and away. And the count is 1-0. For Hannafy on the season, he's got a 2-2 record. It's his 24th appearance. He's worked 25 2/3 innings, allowing 30 hits. He's given up 16 runs, 9 of which have been earned. He has walked 6 and struck out 17. As he throws over to first base and diving back in time is the base runner. What's interesting is Hannafy, if you are on social media in the Michigan area, they say that he is much maligned by the social media critics. There's a breaking ball that swung through and missed. The count goes to 1-1 on Adames. And probably unjustly so in a lot of ways. He has pitched fairly decent for the Tigers, maybe not as good as he did last year, but he is very effective out of the bullpen. As the 1-1 is on the way, there's a fastball that swung through and missed. Count goes to 1-2 on Adames. He is not a fan favorite, so to speak, in Detroit, which may be a little bit unfair here for the lanky right-hander. As again, the right-hander holds to the set, now delivers. And there's a fastball that just misses outside. Count goes to 2-2 on the shortstop of the Giants. 3-0 Giants have the lead here in the top of the fifth inning over the Tigers. The 2-run homer off the bat of Helio Ramos has added a pair of runs to the already lead that the Giants held coming in. Fastball misses inside. The appeal down to the first base umpire. But Clint Vondrak says that Willie Adames did not go around. That runs the count full. So now the runner is going to be in motion here as the right-hander is ready to go to the plate. As time has been called, Adames has stepped out to adjust himself, and here comes the pitch. 3-2 on the way, swung on and missed, and that is going to do it. Adames is going to go down on strikes for the third out of the inning, and that will do it here for the Giants in their half of the fifth inning. They had 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits. There was no errors and 1 runner left aboard. Their score, as we are now halfway through this one, it is the Giants 3, the Tigers no score. Bottom of the fifth is just around the corner. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us today on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Right back after this from our good friend, Steve Rademacher. Check him out after the game if you get a chance.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. In turn, we like to support Steve Rademacher. Be sure to go check him out after the game, as he's got all kinds of crazy things on his channel. Coming to bat for the Tigers in their half of inning number 5, it'll be the 9 1 and 2 hitters in the batting order. That means Jake Rogers, Kerry Carpenter, and Gleyber Torres. The final pitching line on Jackson Jobe. He worked 4 2/3 innings. He'd allowed 7 hits, 3 runs, all of which were earned. He walked 3 and struck out 4. That seems to be a common line for Jobe, as the first pitch is a fastball delivered to Rogers for a called strike. The count's 0-1. 65 pitches through the first 4 innings of work for the right-hander Roop, as there's a fastball that misses, and the count goes even to 1-1 on Rogers. He has a very quick delivery. There's a breaking ball missing way outside. The count now goes to 2-1 on the catcher of the Tigers. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is chopped softly over to third. Oh, and the normally sure-handed Matt Chapman is going to boot that one, as that is going to be an error charged to the third baseman. It caught him on the heel of the glove. Rogers is going to make it safely to first base, and it'll bring up Kerry Carpenter at the top of the order. So the Tigers have stranded at least 1 runner on base in every inning. Have not been able to cash in. This is the first time they've had the leadoff batter aboard. And so if you're a fan of the Giants, you got to be a little concerned here, as the right-hander Roop delivers a first pitch fastball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Carpenter. Carpenter 0 for 2 today, has struck out looking and swinging. And now Carpenter has asked for time, as he's going to step out of the batter's box and reset himself to do it all over again. Right-hander Roop ready to go back at it here, as he works himself into the set position. He checks the runner at first. And now he delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count goes even to 1-1 on Carpenter. As we mentioned earlier, there's a pile of other games going on around Major League Baseball today, as there is a changeup that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. In Cleveland, the Dodgers have now taken the lead 2-1 over the Guardians. It's in the top of the 6th inning. In the middle of the 5th, the Rays have a 3-0 lead over the Twins. Red Sox are up 3-1 on the Brewers. That's in the bottom of the 4th inning, as the right-hander Roop delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded through the 4-hole into right field. That's going to be a base hit. Rogers digging around second. He's heading for third. The throw is not going to be in time. A hustle first to third. You don't expect the catcher to be moving like that, but Carpenter's got himself a single. Rogers slides in safely at third, and now the Tigers got runners on the corners with nobody out. It's going to bring Gleyber Torres to the plate. And Torres has already unlocked the key to success here in facing Roop. He's already got a couple of hits today. So that is going to bring Torres to the plate, as he has half the Tigers' offense here in this one so far, at least in terms of production. Well, the Tigers have something brewing here with runners on the corners. It's also going to bring the pitching coach out to the mound here to have a few words with his ball club. We'll catch up on the rest of those scores. 5-0 White Sox over the Mets. That's in the bottom of the 3rd inning. I'm sure the New York faithful are not happy about that. Athletics and Astros 0-0 as they're cruising to the bottom of the 2nd inning in Houston. Other games will get going in about an hour's time. That'll be the Pirates and the Diamondbacks. A little over an hour time, it'll be about an hour and a half time. It's going to be the Marlins and the Padres. First pitch fastball misses outside to Torres, counts 1-0. Torres has pulled his average up to 287 on the season. As the 1-0 pitch on the way, breaking ball misses way outside, and the count now goes to 2-0. So Rupu has been cruising along here in this one. All of a sudden, has got himself in a little bit of a pickle here in the 5th inning. As the right-hander works himself to the set. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Gleyber Torres. Waiting his turn on deck is Colt Keith. The Tigers looking to get some runs on the board. Here's the pitch. There's a fastball swung on and fouled off the catcher, Sam Huff. Count runs even to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. Torres digs himself back in. He's anxious to hit here. He's done well against Roop today. There's a breaking ball, misses way outside. Count is 3-2 to Torres. Three balls and 2 strikes. Keep your eye on Carpenter here. He's got himself a healthy lead at first, and now Torres has asked for time as he steps out and readjusts his batting gloves. And now we're ready to go back to work again. So here comes the 3-2 from Roop. As he holds set, now he delivers. Breaking ball misses way outside. It's going to be ball 4. Torres, good piece of hitting there. Disciplined at bat. He's aboard with a walk. That's going to put Kerry Carpenter over to second. Jake Rogers is still the runner at third. Tigers have the bases loaded with nobody out. That's going to bring Colt Keith to the plate. So the Tigers have got something brewing here. Randy Rodriguez is up and throwing in the Giant bullpen. So for Roop, who is cruising right along, all of a sudden he's found some bumps in the road as there's a fastball taken for a called strike. Counts 0-1 to Keith. Keith has popped to second and flown to center in his 2 trips. As the right-hander kicks and fires, there's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded fair down the right field line into the corner. That's going to get a couple of runs in. And bobbling the ball is Yastrzemski. And here comes Carpenter in to score. And the Tigers now have runners at second and third with a pair of runs across the board. Rogers scores. Carpenter scores. I'm going to see how they scored. I think if I'm the hometown scorer, I think it was going to be a double anyway. As 2 runs have crossed the plate. Colt Keith at second. Gleyber Torres over to third. I don't think the juggling of the ball by Yastrzemski would have impacted anything there. So we're going to put a double down in our books with 2 RBIs for Keith. It's going to bring up the designated hitter in Riley Green. And it looks like that's going to be the end of the day for Landon Roop. So Roop, who is cruising along through 4 innings, he was absolutely outstanding. All of a sudden, forgot what the strike zone looked like in inning number 5. The error by Chapman started the inning, a hit by Carpenter, a walk to Torres, and now a 2-run double by Keith. The Tigers have cut the lead to 3-2, and they're still threatening. We'll be back in just a couple of moments as we do have ourselves a pitching change. Appreciate you guys for hanging here with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Be right back after this.
Hey, where are you going? It's a pitching change. Come on, sit back down. You don't go out there. Don't go get no food or anything. You've got a big decision. Are you gonna throw in there Raleigh Fingers? Maybe Goose Gossage? How about maybe Mariano Rivera or Lee Smith, Dennis Eckersley? Who knows? It's a pitching change. Come on back. You know who I would pick for this? A nice, tall, cool one. There's my pitcher. That's my pitching change. That's a winning combination. Come see my channel. You know, every day is opening day. And according to Bob, I must be in the front row. Blah.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Randy Rodriguez coming on in relief here for the Giants. In his second season, he has had a sparkling year to this point. He's worked 22 2/3 innings, allowing only 12 hits, 2 runs, both of which were earned. He's walked 3 and struck out 32. He's got himself a 3-0 record with a 0.79 earned run average. So he is on in relief here. Infield is in for the Giants as Riley Green is at the plate. Runner at third, Torres. Runner at second, Keith. And the first pitch is a slider swung on and grounded foul past the third base bag, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Green. Green today 0 for 2 has struck out both of his times to the plate. Looking for a base stock here. A hit here would potentially put the Tigers into the lead. As the 0-1 on the way, there is a changeup that is swung on and missed. Count goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Riley Green. Green has had some streaky moments this year. He started off really well, then he had a bit of a slump as there's a fastball at 98 that misses way upstairs. 1-2 to Green. And then he went into a bit of a slump, and then he's started to play very well again here, swinging the bat. Entering the game today, it pulled his average up to almost 280. As there's a fastball at 97 that misses outside. The count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Green. Tigers have got a pair of runs here in the inning, and they're looking for more. There is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and Green is in the books. He's gone for the first out of the inning. The third time today he's gone down on strikes. So he's in the books. It's going to bring up the switch-hitting center fielder in Wenceel Perez. Well, for Perez, he is 0 for 2 today. He has struck out and flown to left in his 2 trips. As the first pitch on the way, it is a fastball swung on. It's hammered foul into the seats down the right field line. Count is quickly 0-1. He was way out in front of that, and it looks like he's going to have to get himself a new piece of lumber. As Perez did a pretty good job of keeping his hands inside on that one. So that bat is going to be retired. He's got himself a new piece of lumber here. So here comes the offering from Rodriguez as he holds to the set. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung through and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Perez. So no balls and 2 strikes. There's a fastball at 99. Oh, boy, overmatched would be the word I would use as he blew it right by Perez. And Perez is in the books for the second out of the inning. It's going to leave it all up to the right fielder in Justin Henry Malloy. Got to tell you, this Rodriguez is pretty impressive. He's come in throwing strikes, and on top of it, he's got some giddy up on the fastball. 98 miles an hour is the top speed we've seen. There's one at 99 for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Justin Henry Malloy. As the right-hander holds himself to the set, trying to get out of this jam, and the pitch on the way. Fastball, another one at 99, but this one misses outside for a ball, and the count is even at 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Tigers and Giants, 3-2, bottom of the 5th inning. Tigers answering back with a pair of their own. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted foul down the right field line. It's going to get into the netting, and the count now 1-2 to Malloy. Pretty good job at keeping his hands inside the ball. Trying to fight it off, going the other way. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. As the right-hander delivers, there's a breaking ball down. Good disciplined piece of hitting there by Malloy to lay off that one. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rodriguez, the second pitcher used by the Giants here in this one. It's a battle of the bullpen from here on out. Fastball swung on. This ball is going to be lined into left field. It's down for a base hit. Ramos moving toward the line, fields it on the backhand. He fires it in, and the Tigers are going to cash in a pair of runs here off the bat of Justin Henry Malloy. A 2-run single has cashed in Torres and Keith. The Tigers have taken a 4-3 lead here over the Giants at Comerica Park. Bottom of the 5th inning, a 4-run uprising by the Tigers. So 2 RBIs for Malloy. It's going to give him 16 on the year. It's his second hit of the day. It'll bring up the third baseman in Zach McKinstry. Well, for McKinstry, he officially doesn't have it at bat. He's been walked and hit by a pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded on one hop over to the first baseman, Wade Jr. He feels that he's going to step on the base, and that is going to do it here for the Tigers in the fifth inning. Well, they send 8 hitters to the plate, and in the inning, they scored 4 runs on the benefit of 3 hits. There was an error, and there was 1 runner left aboard. Your scores were now through 5 complete in Detroit. It is the Tigers 4 and the Giants 3. Stick around, everybody. The top of the 6th inning, just around the corner. We appreciate you guys for being with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. It is a 4-3 Tiger lead here as we are moving to the top of the 6th inning. A 4-run uprising by the Tigers, and their half of the inning have given them the lead. We'll be back after this musical timeout in just a few. Appreciate you for jumping in with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be Wade Jr., Huff, and Koss to come to the plate here in the 6th inning. Wade Jr. is a 1-for-1 with a sacrifice bunt in this one. He's also driven in a run, and there's a first pitch fastball that misses inside. The count is 1-0. Brendan Hanifee came in to strike out Willie Adames to end the 5th inning. He stays in the ballgame for the Tigers as the right-hander delivers a fastball that's taken for a called strike. The count goes to 1-1. Hanifee's got a lot of arm side run on his pitch. He also gets some depth on his fastball. So 1 ball and 1 strike as the right-hander delivers again. There's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul over on the first base side. Count goes to 1-2 on Wade Jr. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Pitch on the way. Fastball misses upstairs. Count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the pitch is on the way, and there's a breaking ball down in the dirt, and the count goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Lamont Wade Jr. as the right-hander delivers again. There's a breaking ball swung on, and it's lifted foul down the left field line. It's going to reach the seats. Count remains full to the left-handed hitting first baseman of the Giants. Tigers have Tyler Holton up in the bullpen. The lefty, as the pitch is on the way. There's a fastball swung on. It has popped up on the infield. It's playable. McKinstry coming underneath it. He's there, and he's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire Wade Jr. for the first out of the inning. So 1 gone here, and that'll bring up the catcher in Sam Huff. Well, for Huff, he is officially 0-for-1 today. He struck out looking his last time up. He's also drawn a walk. The first pitch fastball is taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Huff getting the start today. Patrick Bailey getting the day off as the right-hander delivers. Breaking ball swung on. He goes the other way with it, and he's going to ground that through the 4-hole into right field. So Huff is aboard with a 1-out single, and that'll bring up the second baseman in Christian Koss. Well, for Koss, 0 for 2 today. That was both against the starter Jackson Jobe. He had struck out twice. So he's probably as relieved as anybody to see a new pitcher. So the first pitch on the way, it's a fastball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 1-1 to Koss. Jackson Jobe and Landon Roop did not make it through the 5th inning. Neither of the starters were able to survive inning number 5 as the pitch is on the way. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count goes to 1-1. And probably the bigger surprise, maybe not so much Jackson Jobe, but Landon Roop was cruising through the first 4 innings of work. He had struck out 7 batters. Barely allowed any hits. There's a fastball swung on and missed. The count goes to 1-2. And in fact, the final line on Roop, 4 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, only 1 was earned, 2 walks and 7 Ks, and he had an ERA, left with an ERA that ratcheted up to 3.54. He did not record an out in the 5th inning. So here's the 1-2 from Hannafy. That is a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tigers ahead 4-3 here in the top of the 6th inning. As the pitch on the way is a fastball swung on, grounded up the middle, fielded by the shortstop, Sweeney. He takes him himself at second, and he throws to first. It's not going to be in time. Oh, you got to tip your hat to Koss. He got down the line pretty good. That is going to be a fielder's choice, as it's going to erase Huff at second. I wonder if Torres, as he was getting to the base, got himself in the way. So fielder's choice to 6th, races Huff. Koss safe on the backside. It's going to bring the top of the order and Mike Yastrzemski to the plate, and it's going to bring A.J. Hinch out of the bullpen as he is going to go and take out the right-hander Hannafy, and that is going to do it for him. Well, there's rain in the area, so they say in Detroit, but not right now at Comerica Park, but there is a pitching change, and Tyler Holton is coming on in relief. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being here. It is the Tigers and the Giants, 4-3 for the Tigers, top of the 6th inning. Be right back after this little timeout. Is coming on in relief for the Tigers, the former Diamondback in his 3rd year with Detroit, making his 23rd appearance of the year. He is 2-2. He has worked 23 2/3 innings. He's allowed 24 hits, 11 runs, 10 of which have been earned. He's walked 7 and struck out 22. So on in relief is Tyler Holton. He'll be the 3rd pitcher used today by the Tigers. Hannafy is responsible for the runner over at first base, as he has given up a hit and struck out 1. His line is incomplete as of right now. Tigers have a lot of options in the bullpen, at least for today's game availability, as the lefty Holton holds himself to the set position. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that catches the inside corner for a called strike, and the count's 0-1 to Yastrzemski. Yastrzemski 0 for 2 today. He's flown to left twice. He walked and scored a run in the 5th inning when he was brought home on a home run off the bat of Helio Ramos. There's the breaking ball missing down and away. Count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Colton getting his sign. He works himself to the set. 1-1 on the way as he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-2 on Yastrzemski. Tigers fell behind 3-0 to the Giants, and they just kept hanging around. You could just see the way that was. As the pitch is on the way, there's a fastball that is swung on and missed, and that is going to retire Yastrzemski. Couldn't hold up his swing. He's gone for the 3rd out of the inning, and that will do it here for the Giants in their half of the 6th inning. Tyler Holton comes on. He does his job. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're now moving to the bottom of the 6th. It is the Tigers with a 4-3 lead over the Giants. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Right back after this. It is a 4-3 Tiger lead. We got to adjust ours where it is not us guessing that it is going to be 6 in a minute. It is going to the bottom half of the 6th inning. 4-3 Tigers have the lead as we will adjust our ticker and come back in just a couple moments. Appreciate you for being here.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play. But you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. Randy Rodriguez is still on the hill. It'll be Trey Sweeney, Jake Rogers, and the top of the order, Kerry Carpenter, to come to bat here to face him in the 6th inning. And the first pitch misses down and in. Has Sweeney for ball 1. Count is 1-0. Sweeney has flown to right, and he has grounded to first in his 2 trips. As he takes a fastball outside, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Roop charged with all 4 runs, but only 1 was earned in that last half inning. As Matt Chapman began the inning with the error, as there's a fastball swung through and missed. The count now goes to 2-1 on Sweeney. Got the ball rolling, as it was an error off the bat of Rogers, then a single by Carpenter and a walk to Torres. That set the table for Colt Keith, who knocked home a pair of runs with a 2-run double. That fastball's swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 2-2 on Sweeney. And a 2-out single off the bat of Justin Henry Malloy doubled the Tiger tally to 4. That's where we stand right now, 4-3 for Detroit. As the pitch is on the way, it is a breaking ball taken for a called 3rd strike. Oh, he stood there like the house by the side of the road, and he watched it go by, did Sweeney. He's gone for out number 1. That's going to bring up the catcher in Jake Rogers. So for Jake Rogers, he comes to bat. He's officially 0 for 2. He reached on an error his last time up and came around to score the Tigers' first run of the game. As the pitch at 96 backs the Tiger catcher off the plate, and the count is 1-0. Rogers also struck out looking in the 3rd inning. As the right-hander kicks and fires, there's a fastball that is swung through and missed, and the count now goes to 1-1 on Rogers. So 1 ball, 1 strike. As the right-hander Rodriguez ready to go again. Kicks and fires. There is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. He took a lot off of that pitch. Rogers way out in front. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball swung on and lifted foul over on the first base side, and the count remains at 1-2. I would have to think that Rogers is going to see a fastball coming up here, one would think. As they moved him off the plate and they've thrown some slop. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball down and away. The count is 2-2. Play some good old-fashioned hard ball and go right at him. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as Rodriguez holds set. Kicks and fires. There's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. That poured in at 96. So count is now full to the Tiger catcher. As again, Rodriguez ready to go again. As he holds himself into the set position and he delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Rogers started to undo his straps thinking it was ball 4, but he's going to have to turn around and walk back to the dugout. So back-to-back strikeouts and back-to-back hitters gone down looking, and that's going to bring up the top of the order and Kerry Carpenter. So 2 gone here in the 6th inning. As the right-hander works himself into the set. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field. Plenty of space out there for Jung-Hoo Lee. He's there to make the catch, and that is going to do it. As Carpenter has flown out to center field for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, they go in order to the Tigers. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're now through 2/3 of this one. It is a Tiger lead with a 4-3 advantage. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. Appreciate you guys for checking us out today on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this. Top of the 7th inning, it is 4-3 for the Tigers. We'll be right back after this musical timeout. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to come to bat here for the Giants in their half of inning number 7. It'll be Helio Ramos to lead it off, and the first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Ramos has had himself a productive afternoon. He's 2 for 3. He's got a single homer and a couple RBIs. As the pitch from Holton is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Afternoon baseball, it is the Tigers and the Giants from Comerica Park in Detroit. Fastball swung on, grounded through the 6th hole, and Helio Ramos continues his hot hitting as he's got himself a leadoff single here to begin the 7th, and that'll bring up the designated hitter in Wilmer Flores. Well, for Flores, he is officially 1 for 3 today. He's got a single and 3 trips. He grounded into a double play and has popped to short. More action in the Tiger bullpen as the right-hander John Brebbia is up and throwing. one would have to think that Jung-Hoo Lee would be the last hitter that the lefty Holton would see, as he is a lefty. As that breaking ball misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Ramos has been a big part of the Giant offense. He has a third of their hits today. There's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count now 2 balls and no strikes. 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Tigers. 3-9-1 for San Francisco. Decent crowd on hand for the getaway game as that breaking ball misses down. It's now 3-0. Lower bowl is pretty full. The upper level is a bit mixed. But for a getaway game, if I had to make a prediction, I would say probably about 25,000 today. If I had to give my early thoughts, as there's a fastball ticket for a called strike. It's now 3-1 to Flores. We'll see what the exact attendance is a little bit later, but I guess it's 25,000. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and now the count goes to 3-2 on Flores. So 3 balls and 2 strikes as the left-hander holds himself to the set, now delivers. And there is a fastball swung on it. It's grounded foul down the left field line, and the count remains at 3-2 to Flores. So 3 balls and 2 strikes as the lefty holds himself into the set, now delivers. There's a fastball swung on, another one fouled away, and the count remains at 3-2. Ramos was on the move on that pitch, so we'll keep an eye on him as they try to keep themselves out of a double play. Here comes the 3-2 as Holton holds set again. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on, grounded up the middle, fielded by the second baseman Torres, who throws to first. That's going to be an unassisted double play, or it'll be an assisted double play. Torres doesn't have to flip it to Sweeney as he calls him out or calls him off. So a double play, it's going to be 6-3 in the books. Just where he was shading him up the middle, he was able to take it himself. And so Holton getting some help from the defense. And that'll bring up the center fielder in Jung-Hoo Lee. And the first pitch to Lee is a fastball that misses outside for ball 1, count 1-0. As we said, I would think this will be the last hitter that Tyler Holton will face here. The pitch on the way is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count now goes even to 1-1. Leo for 3 today. He's flown to left, flown to right, and grounded to second in his 3 trips. As the lefty kicks and fires, there's a breaking ball missing down and away, and the count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. As the lefty kicks and delivers, there's a fastball that just misses below the knees, and the count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Again, the lefty holds to the set, now delivers. There's a fastball that misses inside. It's going to be ball 4. And Lee is going to get himself a 2-out walk. It's supposed to bring Matt Chapman to the plate. We're going to have to wait here because I do believe A.J. Hinch is on his way to the mound, and there he is. And that'll be the end of the day for Tyler Holton. Well, he came in and he retired unconventionally, at least the first 3 batters that he faced. Able to get a double play ball, but that's going to be the end of the day for him. As John Brebbia is going to be coming on in relief. Well, Holton's day is done. He is responsible for the runner at first in the manner of Jung-Hoo Lee. And the former Giant will come on to face his team in John Brebbia. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. We appreciate you guys for listening on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Be right back after this pitching change.
Hello, everybody. Steve Rodmacher coming back at you again. And during this pitching change, for a change of pace, let's open some baseball cards. We'll get through these quickly. 2023 Topps Big League. We have rookie card of Tyler Freeman to go along with a Matt Chapman. And why not? A Jake Cronenworth. Shoot 'em, Jake! We do have a rookie card of Brett Beatty. That's pretty cool to go along with the uncommon Carlos Correa. Pretty common to me, but what do I know? Trey Mancini to go along with a rookie of Kodai Senga. Freddie, tell them about Kodai. And one of my favorites, Devin Williams of my Milwaukee Brewers. All right, looks like the pitcher's coming in. Freddie, you can take over now.
Appreciate you there, Steve, as we do have a pitching change. Tyler Holton's day is done, and John Brebbia is coming in. Brebbia, the 34-year-old free agent acquisition, spent most of his career in a San Francisco uniform, also had time in St. Louis. And last season, he was with the White Sox and the Atlanta Braves. So Brebbia, who found some time on the injured list, he has worked 14 and a third innings for the Tigers, allowing 14 hits, 11 runs, 9 of which have been earned. He's walked 8 and struck out 15. He's got himself a record of 1-0. Well, he's going to be on to face Matt Chapman, who's had himself quite a day today. Chapman is 3 for 3. He's raised his season average to 226. He has got a single and a pair of doubles. He's also scored one of the runs here for the Giants. So Jung-Hoo Lee is the runner at first, Chapman at the plate, and we're ready to go back to the live action as the first pitch is a breaking ball that just misses outside. So 1 ball and no strikes to Chapman. Tigers have the lead 4-3, all their runs coming in the bottom half of the 5th inning as the pitch on the way is a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into left center field. Coming over underneath it is Carpenter. He's there to make the catch, and they're going to retire Chapman for the first time today. And he is gone for out number 3. Well, that's going to do it for the Giants. No runs in the inning. There was a hit, no errors, and there was a 1 runner left aboard. We're now moving to the bottom half of inning number 7. It is the Giants trailing the Tigers 4-3. We'll be back in just a little bit. Appreciate you guys for listening in on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be coming to bat for the Tigers, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Gleyber Torres, Colt Keith, and Riley Green, as they will be coming to bat here in their half of the inning. We anticipate the Giants could be going to the bullpen, but we haven't got the report here yet, as we are waiting for that. It does look like it is going to be Tyler Rogers, as he will be the 3rd pitcher used here today. So Tyler Rogers on in relief. And that is what we have. I would expect the Tigers bullpen will be busy from now to the end of the ball game. As we said, 2 teams that are fairly evenly matched, the Tigers and the Giants. Tigers have taken the first 2 games of this series, but really you could flip a coin. I honestly believe that the Giants are not that far away from the Tigers, even though the Tigers right now have the edge in the series and are leading in this one. There's a first pitch breaking ball. Misses. Check that. As Gleyber Torres is coming to the plate, we're getting some of the other pieces. It's one of those days today. It just seemed to be out of sequence from the moment that we got up in the morning. As we said, the first pitch was swung on and fouled away. Tyler Rogers, I'm not sure what his fastball is. That first pitch was at 82. So question is that his fastball or is that his changeup? Sidewinder here on in relief as the right-hander ready to go again. Pitch on the way. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Tigers and Giants from Comerica. And the pitch is a 74-mile-an-hour breaking ball missing upstairs. Count is 2-1. He gets so low, does Rogers. His hand is probably about a good 6-8 inches off the ground. There's a fastball at the knees taken for a called strike. The count now runs even at 2-2 to Torres. Lots of different arm angles, different arm action. As the pitch is on the way, there is a changeup taken at the knees for a called third strike, and Torres is gone for the first time today. He's in the books for out number 1, and that'll bring up the first baseman in Colt Keith. Well, for Keith, he is officially 1 for 3 today, and the one hit that he did have, the double that brought home the go-ahead runs, as it was a double back in the 5th inning. As the pitch is on the way, there's a fastball swung through and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. He's also popped to second and flown to center in his 2 other trips. The right-hander holds himself to the set position. Now the pitch on the way. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and now it's 0-2. You got to figure you face that right-hander, Randy Rodriguez, who's coming in blowing almost 100 miles an hour. Then you've got Rogers coming up and throwing in the low 80s. Definitely a different look. Here comes the pitch. As the 0-2 on the way, there's a fastball that swung on and missed. And that is going to do it. He walked the ladder on Colt Keith, and Keith goes in the books for the second out of the inning. He's gone, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter in Riley Green. As we're looking at the replay from Rogers, as I say, he's about 6 or 8 inches off the ground with his hand. That's how low the submariner goes. There's a first pitch breaking ball delivered to Green, taken for a called strike. Counts 0-1. Green has already struck out 3 times today. He is once looking and twice swinging. As the right-hander fires, there is a changeup that misses outside, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Tigers batting here in the bottom half of the 7th inning with a 4-3 lead. Pitch on the way. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 1-2 on Green. So 1 ball and 2 strikes as the right-hander Rogers ready again. Kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. That's the 4th time today Green has gone down on strikes, and Rogers comes in and strikes out the side of Tigers here in the 7th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We are through 7 complete. Your score is the Tigers 4 and the Giants 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a little bit. Appreciate you for popping in on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back in just a bit. Four 3 for the Tigers as we move to the top of the 8th inning. We'll be back in just a few minutes or a few moments after this musical timeout. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We have some defensive changes for the Tigers. Justin Henry Malloy's day is done. It is going to be Javi Baez coming into that spot in the batting order to replace him. He's going to go into center field. Wensiel Perez is going to move over into right field. And John Brebbia is still on the mound here for the Tigers as he is slated to face Adames, Wade, and Huff. And we do have a little bit of a delay on the field. It looks like one of the members of the grounds crew has gone down. I don't know if it is obviously they're waiting for the trainers to come out and have a look at him. Tiger players are around. I'm not sure if they are, what his situation is. It almost looks like that they're attending to his knee. But they are going to have to bring in the emergency folks, and they're calling for him in a hurry. I don't know if that's, or maybe it's, or hoping it's not a heart issue or anything, but he is definitely in a little bit of pain as he is seated right on the first baseline beyond the bag at first base. So it looks like we're going to have ourselves a little bit of a delay here. They've got the emergency medical services are coming out on the field. Big fellow there has got the backpack. He's got the defibrillator and all the rest of that stuff. But they have him stabilized over here at first base. So he's got himself there. They've got the walkie-talkies out and everything, and they're communicating. But I'm not sure exactly what is going on. We're blocked out a little bit here by the EMS fellow, and he was a big man. But he is seated right there on the first baseline. At first, I thought they might be looking at his knee or something, but by all accounts here, this looks like that they are holding on to somebody. And so I don't know what is happening here. He is down on the ground, and it was very interesting. Somebody must have been catcalling him, and he all of a sudden shot the finger to somebody. This is bizarre. So whatever it is, he's in quite a bit of pain over here at first base. So I don't know what the situation is, but we're going to have ourselves a little bit of a delay. So we're going to take a little time out. We're going to come back in just a couple moments. Tigers and the Giants. It is 4-3 as we have ourselves a little bit of a timeout. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this. Appreciate you guys for being with us.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. That's right. We know baseball, and we've got ourselves a timeout here, so we're going to entertain you with our friend Steve Rademacher and some of his crazy antics. We'll be right back after this.
Thank you, Freddie. Appreciate your support and everybody out there. Steve again here, obviously, with the Milwaukee Brewers. Of course, we have Bernie Brewer on my favorite beverage of choice right there, along with a card of Bernie. Yay. Now, we got some special guests here. I'm not just talking about our Hall of Fame lineup. I must be in the front row. Hey, come on there, Robin. I got 3,000 hits. What do you have? Well, I was the all-time saves leader, and I got 1.5 feet on you. Okay, Raleigh, settle down, buddy. Now, none of this could be possible without Harvey's Wallbangers. There's Harvey. And who could forget the Fonz? Hey.
Welcome back, everybody. It is the top of the 8th inning, just around the corner. Willie Adames, Lamont Wade Jr., and Sam Huff slated to come to bat. The delay in the action is a grounds crew member for the Detroit Tigers is down on the field just on the outfield side of first base. It looked like they had to bring the emergency medical group on, as it looks like he is going to be carted off. And that is going to help us resume the action here. But he is on the way. Boy, oh boy, the member of the EMC, the emergency medical crew, he is a big man. Cloud is moving in. There is some showers in the area. The Tigers are more than likely hoping to get this one in, but they are potentially got some rain moving in here. So it is 4-3 as we are ready to resume the action. So John Brebbia to face Willie Adames, Lamont Wade Jr., and Sam Huff here to begin inning number 8. As the right-hander now kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on, and it's lifted foul on the first base side of home plate. The count's 0-1 to Adames. Adames is 0 for 2 today. He has walked in his 3 trips. He's also struck out and grounded out. As the right-hander delivers, it's a fastball that misses inside. Count goes even to 1-1. Brebbia is the 4th pitcher used by the Tigers today. Boy, that pitch was inside, but I'm not sure what was up. I think Adames may have been asking for catcher's interference as his bat hit the glove, or at least he thinks it hit the glove of the catcher. He had checked his swing. So we're going to see if this is going to be looked at or not. And they are going to go under the hoods, or at least in New York. And I think he's got a case here. I think that Willie Adames is going to reach on a catcher's error, on catcher's interference, once they're all done with this. So Bob Melvin has had them call upstairs. We're going to look at the replay of it again here. As the catcher, yep. So I do think that that is going to go as catcher's interference. I think that will be confirmed. Nice heads up by Wilmer Flores there to, or Willie Adames, I should say, there to indicate to the home plate umpire and to his manager that he thinks that that was a play there. I'm already going to put the error in the books. We're going to take a look here. That is going to bring to the plate. It's going to bring Lamont Wade Jr. to the plate. So that's going to go as an error on the catcher. It is catcher's interference on Jake Rogers. Adames is over to first. It's going to bring Lamont Wade Jr. to the plate, who is 1 for 2 in this one. He also has a sac bunt. And the first pitch breaking ball is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Lamont Wade Jr. batting from the left side. Doubled home a run in the 2nd inning. Dropped that sacrifice bunt down in the 4th as the pitch is on the way. There's a fastball swung through and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Lamont Wade Jr. So no balls and 2 strikes. It looks like we may not have Sam Huff coming to bat. Maybe a pinch hitter moving in. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is going to get looped over the diving Trey Sweeney. Rounding second and heading to third is Adames, and the throw comes in, and it's not going to be in time. That's going to be an easy double here off the bat of Lamont Wade Jr. Sweeney had to dive. That ball just looped in over his head. That was a hustle double off the bat of Lamont Wade Jr. coming hard out of the box. Running to third was Adames. The throw, a little bit offline, and they couldn't be able to send it down to second base. Nice piece of base running there. So that will go as a double for Lamont Wade Jr. Puts runners at second and third with nobody out. We do have a pinch hitter coming up here for Sam Huff. It looks like it is going to be Patrick Bailey, and that's going to be it for John Brebbia. His day's over. It looks like we're going to see Tommy Canley coming in. We got all kinds of changes. We'll be back in just a couple of moments after this musical timeout. After this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Patrick Bailey coming in to hit, and it is going to be Tommy Canley coming out of the bullpen to try to seal this one off. So we have a couple of changes all over the place at Comerica Park. Canely will be the fifth pitcher used by the Tigers, and Patrick Bailey coming in to pinch hit for Sam Huff here in this situation. Canely on the season, he's making his 22nd appearance for the Tigers. He has been very, very good. He has worked 21 and 2/3 innings. He's allowed 13 hits, 5 runs, 4 of which have been earned. He's walked only 6 and struck out 20. So he is coming on to face Patrick Bailey. It'll be Bailey, and then the 9-hole hitter slated to come to bat in Christian Koss, and then the top of the order in Yastrzemski. So let's see what happens here with Tommy Canely completing his tune-up tosses. Top of the 8th inning. So Patrick Bailey coming to bat. And for Bailey, he has had himself a pretty decent season defensively, but offensively, it has been another story. He's batting 175 this year. He's got himself 1 homer and 15 RBIs. The alarming part is he struck out 50 times in 137 at-bats. So here comes the first offering from Canely, and it is a changeup swung on. It is lifted into left field. Coming underneath it is Carpenter. He makes the catch, tagging at third, but holding on is Adames, as that ball was not deep enough. The throw from Carpenter was a decent one, and that is going to retire Bailey for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up the second baseman in Christian Koss. So Koss coming to the plate. At least we believe he's coming to the plate. We haven't seen if they're making a move here. This would be another opportunity. Nope, they're going to stay with him. So Koss striding to the dish. He is 0 for 3 today. He struck out twice and bounced into a fielder's choice. Tiger infield is in. Pitch on the way. He squares the bunt as they got a squeeze play on, and he bunts it foul down the first base line, and the count is quickly 0-1. Boy, if he could have bunted that ball fair, the Giants would have been able to push one across. Tigers are right up on in his face here. The first baseman, Colt Keith. He's a good 10, 15 steps onto the grass. Here's the 0-1. Again, he squares the bunt, and he bunts this one foul right at home plate. Now the count goes to 0-2. So Koss trying to get the job done, but so far 2 attempts, and he's done nothing positive yet here for the Giants. I would say got to be thinking about it again. You've done it for the first 2. You might as well stay with it for another one. Tigers still on the grass here. Here comes the pitch. And there is a fastball swung on and missed. It's in the dirt. Rogers fields it. And he fires to first, and Koss is going to be retired. It's going to go as a strikeout, 2-3 on the putout. He's gone for the second out. It keeps the runners at second and third. Nice play there by Rogers. As he went down to block it in the dirt, the ball squirted up the first baseline. He fielded it. So that's going to bring Mike Yastrzemski to the plate. As the right-hander delivers the first pitch, it is a fastball swung on and tapped foul down the first base line. Count is quickly 0-1 to Yastrzemski. Our friend Gracie Lynn is in here. She says, how's it going? It's been going pretty good. It's been an entertaining ball game here today. She says, all her picks are intact while the Tigers here trying to wiggle themselves out of a jam. Here's the pitch. There's a changeup that misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Adames reached on an error by the catcher, which was catcher's interference. And then Lamont Wade Jr. doubled. That put runners at second and third with nobody out here in the inning. And then after a Patrick Bailey fly out to left and Christian Koss striking out, as there is a fastball that swung on and missed, and the count goes to 1-2 on Yastrzemski. That is where they stand right now here in Comerica Park in Detroit. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Yastrzemski with 2 gone in the inning. Giants are still threatening here. Tigers looking to dig themselves out of the jam. It's John Brebbia who got the Tigers into this mess, and it's Tommy Canley who's trying to get him out of it. As the 1-2 is on the way. Here's the pitch, and it is a changeup swung on. It is grounded over to first, fielded by Colt Keith. He's got a step on the bag, and that's going to go down as a ground out to 3 for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it here for the Giants. Well, they threatened, but they don't score. There was no runs. There was a hit. There was an error, and there were 2 runners left aboard. Your score as we move now to the bottom of the 8th. It is the Tigers 4 and the Giants 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you for being with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after these.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the 8th inning. The Tigers will send Perez, Baez, and McKinstry to the plate. And we'll be back in just a couple moments with all that action after this. Appreciate you for listening on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. There is going to be a pitching change here for the Giants. It is going to be Ryan Walker to replace the reliever Tyler Rogers. Ryan Walker will be set to face Wensiel Perez, Javi Baez, and Zach McKinstry. For Walker on the season, the 29-year-old is going to be making his 22nd appearance of the year. He's worked 19 innings, allowed 18 hits, 12 runs, 11 have been earned. As the first pitch is a breaking ball that has hit Perez in the back foot. He's going to make his way to first base. So Perez aboard with a hit by pitch, and that's going to bring up Javi Baez. We got him on the inside of the knee on the back side. So Perez walks it off over to first base. And Javi Baez to come to the plate. Baez came on defensively for Justin Henry Malloy in that last half inning. It was a good day offensively for Malloy. As the right-hander Walker holds himself to the set, now time has been called by, looks like the home plate umpire, as Baez wasn't really set. He was digging himself in, ready to go, and the umpire let everybody know it was his call. Here comes the first pitch. Fastball at 97 that misses down, and the count's 1-0 to Baez. Friend Gracie Lynn said, how is Jackson Job's outing today? Not very good. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball missing down and in. The count now goes to 2-0. To be quite frank, Jackson Job really labored through his 4+ innings of work. Threw a lot of pitches, did not get ahead in the count, walked 3 batters in that 4 2/3 innings. As there is a fastball that swung on and it's lifted foul. He's got a lot of good stuff, does Job. He's just got to be able to harness it a little bit. And that part right now has been something that he hasn't been able to do. We're saying in the game today, or entering the game today, that he was walking basically a batter every other inning. As there's a fastball that misses outside. It's now 3-1 to Javi Baez. So 3 balls and 1 strike. And on top of it, Job threw 95 pitches today, only 58 for strikes. That's not good enough at this level. There's a fastball swung on and hammered foul down the left field line, and the count now full to Baez. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Gracie Lynn was saying that Walker was used as a starter last year. And that is correct as they throw over to first base and diving back in time. Actually, that's not correct. It was 2 years ago that he was used a bit as a starter, but 76 outings last year, only one start. He did start 13 games a couple of seasons ago. Breaking ball, take it for a called third strike, and Baez, watch that one go by. He's out for excessive window shopping. He's in the books for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the third baseman in Zach McKinstry. Walker last year had 10 saves to his name. He has the same amount already this year, but his ERA has been inflated. And the first offering here to McKinstry is a fastball swung on it. Is lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Rounding second and heading to third is Perez. He's going to reach there safely. And McKinstry's got himself a one-out double, and that Tigers have got something brewing here with runners at second and third and one gone. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Trey Sweeney. Gracie Lynn said the main problem probably for Job there is he can't put batters away. He's got a lot of talent. Once he can harness some of his pitches and gain a little bit more command, I would say that he's probably going to have at least a 3-pitch mix, if not a fourth, as he continues to develop. He's still quite young. Here's the pitch from Walker. It's a breaking ball, waved out and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Sweeney. And to your point, he does do enough to keep the Tigers in it, although I have to say that in the first 4 innings of this game, Landon Roop was the man. 7 strikeouts. He was cruising right along, and then all of a sudden the 5th inning came up and he forgot how to pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 0-2 on Sweeney. Perez, the runner at third. McKinstry, the runner at second. Sweeney in a 0-2 count. As the right-hander Walker holds himself to the set position, here comes the offering. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. Gracie Lynn says she meant 2023. That's okay. There's no tests today. There's a fastball ticket for a called third strike. So back-to-back outs here in the inning, or not back-to-back outs, but Baez strikes out, and then Sweeney strikes out looking, and that's going to leave it all up to Jake Rogers. So the Tigers got an opportunity here to punch another run across the plate, and they haven't done it yet here. Sweeney gets called out on strikes. Sweeney and Baez out on strikes. Leaves it up to the catcher, Jake Rogers. The first pitch delivered to Rogers, grounded up the middle. It's bobbled by the second baseman, Koss, and after playing basketball with it, he throws to first. That is going to be a ground out 4-3, and that's going to do it here for the Tigers in their half of the 8th inning. Well, the Giants are running out of outs. We're going to find out what's going to happen next in a couple moments, but it was no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left aboard. Your score as we move to the top of the 9th inning, it is the Tigers 4 and the Giants 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the top of inning number 9 when we return right after this. Appreciate you guys for listening on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. It'll be Ramos, Flores, and Lee when we return. Welcome back, everybody. Our friend Gracie Lynn says she believes that Jake Rogers was a Brave once upon a time in his career. And the answer to that would be no, he was a Houston Astro. He was part of the Justin Verlander trade that the Tigers got in a package returned from Houston. Rogers was originally a 3rd-round pick of the Astros. He played his college ball at Tulane University. And he came over with Franklin Perez, a pitcher who never got out of a Double-A, as well as Daz Cameron, who is currently, last time I looked, with the Milwaukee Brewers. And that has been it. Jake Rogers Has only been with 2 organizations in his big league career. Well, it is going to be Ramos, Flores, and Jung-Hoo Lee, and Tommy Kahnle is coming back out to start the ninth. Interesting. I would have thought maybe we would have saw Will Vest in this situation, but I know Vest has pitched the last couple of days, so it'll be Kahnle who is going to have to try to seal the deal here. Ramos today is officially 3 for 4. He's had a couple of singles and a home run. He's driven in a couple of runs, so he's had himself a heck of a day at the plate. And the Giants could sure use his bat here. As the first pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is quickly 1-0 to Ramos. With the home run that Ramos hit in the 5th inning, it's his 10th of the season. He's also driven in 29 on the year as the right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. The count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Carson Kelly might have been somebody that was with the Braves for a bit, I believe. Not sure who the other one was. There's a changeup that's taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-2. Although the Tigers traded Carson Kelly to the Rangers before he landed with the Cubs. As the right-hander holds to the set, Travis d'Arnaud was a New York Met for a while. And there's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Oh, he snuck that one by him. I don't think he was looking for that. Came right under the hands, and Kahnle gets a Ramos looking on strikes for the first out of the inning. So that is 1 on the board. It's going to bring up Wilmer Flores. And so for Wilmer Flores, he is officially 1 for 4 today. He's grounded into a pair of double plays. And the first pitch fastball is taken for a called strike, and the count's 0-1. Tommy Kahnle, who normally relies heavily on his changeup and off speed, has delivered back-to-back fastballs for called strikes. Certainly, I probably wouldn't have had that on my bingo card. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a breaking ball swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side. The count now goes to 0-2. Tigers looking to complete the sweep here of the Giants, winning the first 2 games of the series by scores of 3-1. Giants had themselves a 3-0 lead here until the bottom of the 5th. The Tigers erupted for 4 times. 4-3, they have the lead. Here comes the pitch. As Kahnle kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 0-2 to Flores. If you're keeping up with us, we are probably going to be back on the airwaves again later in the week for some Japanese action, which is our bread and butter. We might try to sneak a major league game in as the pitch is on the way. There is a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into deep right field. Moving back is Perez, and he makes the catch just in front of the warning track, and that is going to retire Flores for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone here. It's going to leave it all up to the center fielder in Jung-Hoo Lee. So the Giants are down to their final outs. Right here, Lee is 0 for 3 today, and he's also drawn a walk. Tiger fans are coming to their feet in Comerica as they're trying to finish this one off. So the right-hander Kahnle kicks and delivers. The first pitch is a changeup swung on. It's tapped softly to second, fielded by Torres. He throws to first, and that's going to retire Lee on a ground out 4-3, and the Tigers, who trailed early 3-0, come from behind to win this one and sweep the Giants. Their record is going to go to 37-20. The Giants are going to fall to 31-25. Your final score from Comerica, the Tigers 4, the Giants 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board here in the 9th inning for the Giants. Hang tight, everybody. We'll come back and wrap it up for you, give you the scores from around the league. And then we'll call it a day here on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We appreciate you guys for hanging with us today.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's another Hollis build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Back, everybody. We're going to give you the roundup here on this one. And what we'll do is we will basically call it a day for us here, as we appreciate those who have come in. Giants got the scoring going early in the second inning. It was a Matt Chapman double to lead off the second. And with one out, he was brought home on a RBI double off the bat of Lamont Wade Jr. Giants took an early 1-0 lead. Giants added to their lead in the fifth inning, a leadoff walk to Mike Yastrzemski, and Helio Ramos stepped up and deposited his 10th homer of the year. And that gave the Giants a 3-0 lead, but the Tigers scored all their runs in the bottom of the fifth inning. They sent 8 batters to the plate, a leadoff error by off the bat of Jake Rogers. Error was made by Matt Chapman. He reached first, then a single by Kerry Carpenter, and a walk to Gleyber Torres loaded the bases. Up stepped Colt Keith, and he delivered a 2-run double, and that cut the scoreline to 3-2. After a pitching change where Randy Rodriguez came into the ballgame, he struck out Riley Green and Wenceel Perez, but it was Justin Henry Malloy who stepped up and drove a pair of runs in with a single to give the Tigers a 4-3 lead, and that is where this one ended. The win is going to go in relief. We're not sure who they've officially given that one here to yet. I'll have to check on that for you in a second. It looks like it's Brennan Hanafy, who is now 3-2. And Arup takes the loss. He falls to 3-4. And Tommy Canley gets his 7th save of the season. Well, we've got the out-of-town scoreboard for you as well. And the out-of-town scoreboard from around Major League Baseball at the bottom of the 8th inning, Brewers and the Red Sox, actually that's going to the top of the 9th now. Brewers and Red Sox are locked at 4. At the bottom of the 7th inning, White Sox have an 8-3 lead over the Mets. It is in the middle of the 6th as they're going to the bottom of the 7th. The Astros are trailing the Athletics 3-2. Going to the bottom of the 1st in Arizona, the Pirates and the Diamondbacks are locked at 0. Finals already from around Major League Baseball. There are 2 on the board. The Guardians came from behind with 5 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning to knock off the Dodgers 7-4. And the Tampa Bay Rays knocked off the Twins 5-0 in Tampa Bay. Once again, everybody, we appreciate you guys for popping in. Our friend Gracie Lynn said she was talking about Charlie Clutch. I'm not sure who that was. But anyways, not even close to Jake Rogers for sure. We appreciate everybody who popped in today to listen to the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back on the airwaves a little later this week. It'll be some Japanese ball. Might even squeeze a game in tomorrow. We were thinking about maybe checking out the Mariners and the Nationals live, but unfortunately, Mackenzie Gore's worth watching. I'm not sure if Emerson Hancock is. We might sit back and just watch it here and call it the rest of the games tomorrow. 4 games on the slate, so check us out if you guys are interested in coming back, or we will make the announcement sometime tomorrow morning. All right, everybody, have a great one. We appreciate you guys for being here. We'll talk to you soon.